We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll call to order this meeting of the Monongalia County Commission for December 23rd, 2020. All commissioners are present, and we'll begin with consent and approval. Good morning, Renetta.
Good morning. Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
We have no exonerations to approve. Minutes December 9th and December 16th, 2020. Vouchers for General County, $89,033.60. Coal severance, $145.78. 911, $15,773.20. Chestnut Ridge Park, $1,319.99. Mason-Dixon Park, $6,127.79. Assessor's valuation, $1,338.04. Payroll, $943,762.17. Purchasing card vouchers, General County Fund, $5,465.28. Coal severance, $330.01. 911, $9,114.31. Home confinement, $50.25. Assessor's valuation, $95.45 for a voucher total of $1,072,555.87. I have position vacancies for board and authorities. Mon County Planning Commission, Monongalia County Development Authority, Camp Muffley Advisory Board, Abandoned and Dilapidated Enforcement Agency, Mason-Dixon Park Advisory Board, Region 6 Planning and Development Council, Historic Landmarks Commission, and the Mountaineer Trail Network Authority. Fiduciary orders for December 23rd, 2020.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I don't see anybody, but are there any introductions of new employees or personnel changes?
I did actually have
okay.
one. Captain Ralston called me yesterday from the Sheriff's Department, and they have a new employee that is starting January 1st, 2021, Anthony Spatafor, and he's going to be a processing transport officer with a salary of $2,557.20 per month and will be eligible for benefits.
Move for approval.
Second.
Properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Any others?
No, sir.
Okay. Comments from the public. We are now open for comments from the public. We shall now close comments from the public. I don't see that Colleen is here. Do we have any grants?
No.
Okay. Correspondence. First, a letter from Governor Jim Justice proclaiming regarding Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve holidays.
I just wanted to make sure that that was, Governor Justice had sent that out, or we've got notice that Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve were declared a holiday, but we didn't bring it up in our public meeting, so I just wanted to make sure that it was mentioned.
Right.
So our employees know. I'm sure they do.
I did send a notification to all the departments last week. In case they didn't already know. I'm sure most of them already knew. But
Yeah, news like that usually spreads like wildfire. But just to be clear, I wanted to make sure that we mentioned that.
And you all don't have to approve that because when you
Right.
approve your holiday schedule, you
was
approve
already
any
approved.
additional
Yes.
Yes.
days that the governor declares.
Yes. So, next, a letter received from Edgar Cosner regarding his appointment to the Monongalia County Development Authority.
Please accept my resignation for the Monongalia County Development Authority effective immediately. I've enjoyed serving, but I have experienced health issues which will prevent me from continuing to serve. I wish the Mon County Development Authority continued success with the important work you are doing.
Move that we approve the resignation as presented.
Second.
Been properly moved and second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
And would like to thank him.
Yes.
I went to school with Edgar, and he came a long way from Canyon. Canyon was a coal camp back in the day, and he went eventually into banking. And thank you for your service. So, is there any other correspondence?
No, sir, unless somebody else has something.
Okay. Commissioners?
Yeah, I do have one letter from the citizen, and this is involving our broadband initiative, but I did want to read it because it does kind of flavor some of the confusion out there about what we're trying to eliminate. That's from David Shrewsbury. He lives in Cheat Lake area. There's one thing I want to share with the group to explain better why I often complain about the maps. Since we have a copy of the map and it finally includes my neighborhood, you can see my frustration. If you look at the FCC map in the broadband FCC folder, you can enter my address, and he gives me his address. It will tell you that I have multiple providers. It will tell you that Frontier provides 18.1 service. That's 18 upload speed, 18 download speed, 1 upload speed. But if you ask anyone that has the service, it's more like 1.8 at best. It will tell you that we have Atlantic Broadband providing gigabyte. There are 2 problems with that. The first is I don't think they provide gigabyte as they run on Snake Hill coming from Preston County. The other main problem is anytime that we have reached out to Atlantic Broadband, they either don't return my call, or they say they're over capacity, or they say it would cost $16,000 per house to run it. The satellite providers are a joke with their ridiculous data caps. But since the FCC says we had providers, our neighborhood is not eligible for subsidies. Lone Pine Estates is across the field is in the same boat. You can see their map by searching for Lone Pine Drive, Masontown, West Virginia, 26542, United States. I just wanted to point out, when I complain about maps, it's just because I don't believe they provide an actual portrayal of who has access to the service or who does not. At the same time, it illustrates how close some areas are to service, which adds to the frustration. So our issues are likely a lot different than those in the western end. So as a citizen, I'm encouraged by the fact that we are talking about all this and understand that solutions may vary from area to area. And I appreciate you letting me be part of the group. Thanks to David Shrewsbury. So what he's talking about is everybody always talks about the western end.
Yes.
But equally as frustrating is some areas in the eastern end, they're told they have service and they're not. So that's even more frustrating. And most of it is due to the maps. The way they did the maps, it's dated material. We did have, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I did want to read his letter. David's been a great part of our initiative, providing a lot of, has a lot of information because he's lived this for the past 5 years and trying to be a citizen that's going out and figuring it out on his own. And so his experience have been really valuable to our group. So I just want to make sure I mention that letter.
It is frustrating because I can put in my own personal feelings about this. I live at the end of a dead-end road. I'm less than a quarter of a mile away from the municipal airport, less than a quarter of a mile away from the Glenmark Center, yet it was my money that was necessary to bring all the services, which include cable, to my house. We don't want to, I was able to do it with the help of 2 other neighbors, but we don't want people to be in this kind of situation. We want them to have the very best. So. Okay. Any other correspondence?
Yes. I also received a letter again, and if I could just paraphrase, it's from the Thistledown Estates Board of Directors. They had sent me a letter on October 26th, and again, they just sent it again December 14th. Basically, they've had 5 separate incidents of tractor trailers coming into their neighborhood, causing damage. They've been requesting help from the DOH. I submitted this letter to Darby Clayton again, and they are reviewing the situation. But I did want to make it public.
Hopefully. That did work. Again, I'm referring back to my road.
Yes.
On Easton Mill. But there was signage that was placed on Easton Mill that it was unsuitable for large trucks, and for the most part, it has kept that kind of traffic off. So hopefully they'll get the same type of response. So
Okay.
Thank you. Moving on, unfinished business. Do we have any?
No, sir.
Okay. New business. First of all, consideration to approve extending the deadline requirement in the Monongalia County Employee Handbook for employees to use paid annual and personal leave by December 31st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021, due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Move to approve extending the deadline requirement as presented.
Second,
Been
did you want to
properly moved and
explain?
seconded?
Yeah, and this is, it's pretty much self-explanatory, and this is necessary to allow our employees more time to utilize their earned leave and not to punish them due to the COVID-19 pandemic. For instance, we've been telling them for a year, don't travel. And it'd be short-sighted for us to say, well, don't travel, but at the end of the year, you lose your
Lose all.
leave.
Yep.
So this gives them more time.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next, consideration to approve the president to sign the certificate in lieu of bill of exceptions regarding the property tax assessment appeal of 2 Waterfront Place, Morgantown, as presented by Edward Hirschberg, attorney for the petitioner.
Move for approval.
Second.
Move for approval.
Second?
Been properly moved and seconded to allow me to sign. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
If I may, just one.
Sure.
I would request that all
You might
three-
want to just state your name.
Edward Hirschberg on behalf of the property owner.
Okay.
And again, thank you for considering and voting upon the petition. I would ask that all 3 commissioners execute it, not simply the president.
Yeah, this document is actually
Oh.
prepared so that we can execute. all
Okay,
three.
that's fine. Well, I'll move to amend so that all 3 of us.
Well, you moved to approve, I second it. All he said was to allow the president to sign.
Oh.
So the motion was to approve.
Okay, motions to approve. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you for the clarification.
Did you call the vote? Did you call the vote?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
I did. Reports from elected officials. I don't see anybody around here, so we'll begin with reports from county commissioners. Sean?
Okay. Sorry, I was signing my document.
That's okay.
Since the last meeting, Thursday, actually missed my red team meeting because I was in another call. And we also had our Thursday, the COVID vaccine discussion in the afternoon with Dr. Smith, and it was very interesting to understand and provide that information to everybody as far as how the county was planning to roll out the vaccine. Friday, we had a Milan layoff discussion with a lot of community representatives and our national elected officials. In the afternoon, we had our broadband initiative, regular 2-week call. Monday, we had a call with Senator Capito's office regarding the Milan closure. In addition, I had a follow-up call with her office yesterday regarding broadband, and it was very insightful. She has a very knowledgeable individual that works out of her Charleston office and really provided us a lot of advice. He's going to come up and meet with our group, and I told him, what we had been talking about, and the call took the whole hour. He apologized, but he had a 3 o'clock call, so he had to move on. But he's going to come by in a couple weeks. In the new year to talk with our group, and before that'll be timely because before we plan on putting out an RFP for to find a consultant, we'll make sure that we covered all the issues that we needed to. In general, I was going to talk about the broadband discussion, but again, I noted that David Shrewsbury's letter. It's good to start having real discussion and start putting real pen to paper about what we're planning to do, and I'm looking forward to the next year really start having some wins, start having some connectivity in some areas, and start moving forward. So we want to move very quickly, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Tom?
Yes, I agree with Sean Sikora. This has been an eventful week with meetings. On Friday, as he said, we had meetings with all the elected officials from the county, from the city all the way up to the national level. And I can say that then I received a phone call several hours later from Senator Manchin, who said he was clearly reaching out to President-elect Biden to see from some member from his transition team if they could come down here and take a look at and go through the plant and talk with us to see if there was any possibility of what we can do. And that was very positive. Then on Monday, and I agree, we had an exceptional call with Senator Capito, and I want to thank her because instead of listening, she said, okay, I'm going to be quiet, you all do the talking, which was really a very positive statement. She really wanted to hear what we had to say. Her people were very interested working with Sean, who's our liaison with the broadband, and I think the difference now from the national level, and I know we've been very worried, before it's always been, well, we have money, you go all do it. Now it's we want to be part of the solution. So I think that's the real positive gain from those two meetings. And finally, we did have, again, every Saturday we still do a local food giveaway for students and their families. And to give you an idea of how serious this has become, when we started this on Saturdays, we were doing 50 families, and on the weekdays doing 30. We are now up to 240 on the weekends, and now 95 during the weekdays, and it's getting larger. And it's a concern. And the final thing I do want to say is, yes, the vaccine's coming slowly. Please do not stop and think, okay, the vaccine's here. We don't wear masks. We don't continue wash our hands. We don't continue staying, 6 feet apart. Please keep doing that. I will end with that. Santa showed up on Saturday. Santa had a mask, so let's not disappoint Santa and keep wearing a mask. Thank you.
Thank you. I will reiterate that the phone call with Senator Capito was, quite frankly, very, very good. Usually, you're getting told, and I must confess that she was also willing to reach out to those individuals at the state level. Right. To come back and communicate with us, because we're hearing from senators and congressmen, but we're not hearing from Charleston. I expect to hear from Charleston. So, I want to give this COVID vaccine update. This is from Jimmy Smith. The health department is working forward in getting the vaccine out. It appears that West Virginia is one of the leading states in the nation because we are getting our materials out as quickly as we're getting them in. WVU is the hub right now for getting this. Most of the EMS staff have been done. They alternated half and half. And most of the Morgantown Fire Department have been done. They are starting the 911 staff today. And then they're looking to get to the rest of the law and fire enforcement by next week. So that's where we stand right now. And again, what Tom said is please don't think that just because these are coming out, we need to really, this is Christmas and a holiday, and we know people are going to congregate. With that, usually at this time of year, I would be dressing up as Ed the Elf. I would read, I would play and have fun with children. I've done this for 10 years, and when you have a tradition maybe denied to you, I decided that I would go ahead and dress up as Ed the Elf. And if you go to Dr. Ed Reads, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas on YouTube, or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you can still see me reading to the children. So yesterday was my father's birthday. He's no longer with us, but he's a constant reminder to me to remember, work hard. Do your very best. But I want you all to think out there to cherish your family always, not just at holidays right now. And don't take anything for granted, please. If your parents and grandparents are with you, cherish them, call them, think of them, think of your children, think of everybody at this time of year. And I wish you all the very best. With that, I'll ask for adjournment.
Move to adjourn and Merry Christmas.
Second, Merry Christmas.
Thank you all. We are adjourned with a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, even though it's not here yet.